Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, we are going to discuss about TRF, also known as Teacher Reflection 4. So, yung TRF natin ay nakapaloob dito sa CRA 3, which is Diversity of Learners, Curriculum and Planning, and Assessment and Reporting. So, for the objective, we have here designed, adopted, and implemented teaching strategies that are responsive to learners with disabilities, giftedness, and talents. So, for the means of verification, so pipili lang kayo kung set A or set B. So, yung pinili ko dito ay yung set B, which is Teacher Reflection 4. So, paano tayo makakakuha ng 5 points or outstanding? For example, kung pipiliin natin yung Classroom Observation Tool or COT Rating Sheet or Inter-Observer Agreement Form. So, dapat yung Objective 9 as shown in COT rating sheets and Inter-Observer Agreement Forms. So, dapat yung objective natin dito sa 9 is na-observe during the COT or kasali natin sa plan at na-execute natin during the classroom observation teaching. So, kapag set B naman yung pipiliin natin, paano tayo makakakuha ng 5 or outstanding? Dapat demonstrated level 5 as shown in the TRFs. So, yung TRF dapat natin is on designing, adapting, or implementing teaching strategies that are responsive to learners with disabilities, giftedness, and talents, and a certification from the school head. So, kailangan natin i-indicate yung certification that the rated classes have no identified learners with disabilities, giftedness, or talents. So, let us take note na yung hinahanap dito sa set B is yung teaching strategies. For example, sa teacher's reflection form, so dapat hindi lang basta-basta na sasabihin natin na ganito yung strategy natin. So, dapat let us all be specific kung ano yung mga strategies, step by step, kung paano natin matutulungan yung ating learners with disabilities or with giftedness. So, let us all first define what is learners with disabilities. So, eto yung mga estudyante na gifted sila, may talent, or is operationally defined as person who are gifted or talented, those who have physical, mental, social, and sensory impairment. So, this person may be gifted, talented, a fast learner, mentally retarded, visually impaired, hearing impaired, with behavior problems, orthopedically handicapped with special health problems, learning disabled, speech impaired, and multiple handicap. So, yung disability mean as physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more physiological and psychological or anatomical function of an individual or activities of such individuals. So, eto na. Pupunta na tayo sa parts ng TRF. Okay, so the first part of our teacher reflection form is the teacher. So, ilalagay natin yung pangalan natin. The rater. Sino ba yung rater natin na mag-rate sa ating TRF? And date submitted. Then, subject and grade level. So, yung grade level na handled ko is 9 and the subject is English. So, what is the direction? So, what are the directions para sa TRF natin? Una, reflect on your attainment of the RPMS objective by answering the question prompts provided. Use any local of official language that you are comfortable with. Use extra sheets if needed. And please, limit your response to 500 words. So, it is very much important na yung objective kanina is na-discuss natin yung guidelines para alam natin kung paano tayo gagawa ng TRF na sumusunod tayo sa guidelines para makakuha ng outstanding or 5 points. So, the objective is designed, adapted, and implemented teaching strategies that are responsive to learners with disabilities, giftedness and talents. So, what is the context? So, ano yung context para dito sa prompt 1? Okay, so yung context is Clara is often seen restless or unfocused in class. So si Clara pala ay restless. So galago siya sa klase at hindi maka-focus. So she also has troubles following instructions and skips activities when left unsupervised. So si Clara pag hindi na supervise, yung ginagawa niya is may problema siya sa pag-follow ng mga instruction at nag-i-skip siya sa mga activities. So, yung action taken dito sa context is, you had a conference with her parents and found out from them that Clara was diagnosed with a learning disability. So, ano kaya yung learning disability ni Clara? So, yung question dito, how will you modify the instructions for Clara to keep her focus on classroom activities? So, paano mo i-modify yung instructions para kay Clara? It could be the instruction kung paano ka magturo or yung mismo, yung i-research just about instruction, yung direction na pagbibigay natin o kung paano natin i-modify yung pagtuturo natin sa katulad ni Clara na may disability. So, you're going to write your reflections in this form. So, you are going to mention your reflections as specific learning disability na familiar ka or yung na-research mo. So, take note. So, dapat yung gagawin nating reflection is hindi tayo mag-limit yung response natin sa 500 words. So, let's get started. So, dito, dahil English yung hinahawakan kong subject, so yung napili ko is yung, for example, si Clara ay may reading disability. So, katulad kanina yung sa instruction is, mag-i-state tayo ng mga learning disability na familiar tayo at na-research natin. So, dito dapat nakalagay sa first part of the paragraph. So, students who are learning disabled have a significant gap between their academic achievement and their intellectual abilities. So, one or more of the following areas. It could be in oral expression, listening comprehension, reading expression, basic reading skills, reading comprehension, mathematical calculations, and so on and so forth. So, i-indicate natin dito yung article na ating na-research about sa disability na i-indicate natin dito. So, according to the article published by Teacher Vision, so eto na nga, diniscuss na dito. A student with a learning disability ay merong poor, short, and long-term auditory memory. So, may low self-esteem, it is frequently distracted, and finds it difficult, if it's not impossible, to stay on target for long periods. So, ganyan pala yung may mga disability, mahina or napaka short ng kanilang memory. Okay, so how I am going to modify my instruction as an English teacher to a student like Clara. So, paano ko kaya? So, first, I would like to take a diagnostic test. So, ito yung kaimportantihan ng diagnostic test para ma-diagnose natin kung ano nga ba yung problema ng isang bata. Okay, so magagawa ko ng diagnostic test in all areas of basic skills, which are the reading, listening, speaking, writing, and grammar. So through this process, I will know now her strengths and weaknesses in all areas of English. So dito sa diagnostic test, malalaman natin kung saan ba magaling si Clara at saan ba siya mababa yung kanyang performance. O saan ba yung mas nahihirapan si Clara? Sa reading ba, listening, speaking, or writing, or grammar? Because through this diagnostic test, I firmly believe that we cannot solve the problem without identifying first the most important thing that needs more fixation or improvement. So just in case Clara has difficulty in simple word recognition and fluency, okay, so may problema siya sa reading comprehension or hindi siya makapagbasa ng mabuti, her language skills as to writing, speaking, reading, and grammar are also affected. So since Clara is lacking with basic skills, the interventions should start from the basic. So yung problema ni Clara is nasa basic skills. So doon din tayo gagawa ng intervention. We will start mastering the phonemic awareness, alphabetic understanding, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. So, paano natin gagawin yung phonemic awareness na ito, alphabetic understanding, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension? So, take note, para makakuha tayo ng 5 points or outstanding, so dapat yung steps natin, yung strategies natin should be specific para ma-attain yung goal natin. Okay? So first, ano yung gagawin natin? So I like to start my lesson in teaching students with reading difficulties by applying the following strategies. So una, teach appreciation of words. So paano nga ba natin i-teach yung pagkakaroon ng appreciation sa mga words? Okay, take note, yung mga batang hindi marunong magbasa or mahina sa pagbabasa, takot sila sa mga words. Okay, so they have this impression na ayaw nilang magbasa kasi nga natatakot silang basahin yung mga words. Okay, so reading opens the door to information. So para magkaroon sila ng appreciation sa words, so I will share stories that will teach them to be appreciative to make them interested. So dapat yung mga stories na i-teach mo din sa kanila or ikukwento mo sa kanila is yung angkop sa kanilang mga interes. Second is create language awareness. So before students can even begin to read, they have to understand how books work. So I will teach the proper way to hold the book, how the story is read from left to right and top to bottom. So dito na papasok yung building blocks of ABCs. So after ng language awareness. So yung gagawin natin dito sa building blocks of ABCs, of course, we will guide them in recognizing the letters and its sound. And for the fourth one, explain phonology. So after nating iparecognize sa kanila yung mga basic letters and its sounds, papasok na dito yung pag-i-explain natin ng phonology. We all know yung phonology, napakahirap ituro nito. Explain how sentences are made up of words and how word order matters. It is important to help student aware when dealing with conversations. And then number 5, instill phonemic awareness. So phonemic awareness is the idea that words are composed of sequence of sounds. So I will help them focus on how words are pronounced, focusing on the consonant sounds and vowel sounds. So we all know na yung key start talaga ng pagbabasa is sa pag-identify ng mga sounds. At after identifying this sound, pag na-connect na natin yung mga sounds ng mga letters, ng mga consonants and vowels, so, madali nilang para sa estudyante yung pagkukumbay ng mga sounds para maging foundation nila para matuto sila sa pagbabasa. So, this strategy will help them to have good pronunciation. So, nakakatulong ito para sa kanilang pronunciation skills. So, number 6 is share the relationship between sounds and letters. So, ano ba yung relationship ng sounds and letters? So, once they are aware that words are made of sounds, it is time now to introduce them on how different letter makes a different sound or sounds. So, yung bawat letter na to ay may kanya-kanyang ginagampanan. May kanya-kanyang mga sounds. So, we are going to start with the commonly used letters like M and T, which are more distinct to pronounce. Dapat yung M and T. Okay. So, dapat yung mga commonly used letters na M and T, ma-identify nila yung pagkakaiba ng kanilang mga sounds. Okay? And 7 is sound out words. So, dito na yung papasok yung pagpa-practice. So, after learning the sixth step, they can start to sound out small familiar words. So, mag-start tayo sa mga napaka-simpleng mga words. So, we are going to start at the left of the word, sounding out each letter and gradually blending them together until they can recognize the word. So, first, papasok tayo sa pagtuturo ng mga nasa first to second or third syllable words muna. For example, table, okay? For example, paper, or for the first or only have one syllable word, can, pen, pen. Okay, so dyan lang muna tayo mag-start sa mga simple words. So, teach them with the proper spelling. So, after dito sa pag-sound ng mga words, they were able to practice the sounding of words. Papasok na dito yung proper spelling. Okay, we are going to teach them with the proper spelling. So, after the seventh step, it is time to introduce the word spellings. Start out the simple words with the standard spelling conventions. Words that don't have consonant blends, and the words that use the most common sound that the letter makes. Okay, then after that is encourage proper reading. So, yung bata, kapag marunong na sila sa mga spelling at sa sounding ng mga words, of course, may encourage na sila na magbasa. So, we're going to encourage them to apply what they have learned from those above-mentioned steps from number 1 to 8 by reading their favorite stories. Then number 10, lastly, read daily. We will encourage the student to do more with the skills they learned, read more, and start embracing the world of reading. So, alam natin, being a teacher is not easy, but it is satisfying and rewarding when you know that you try your hardest and help students conquer their weaknesses and elevate their strengths. So, eto po yung ating Objective 9 sa TRF, Prompt 1. Comment down below your suggested topics for our next video. Okay, thank you for watching.